How is everybody? Okay, turn that off. Welcome, welcome. I always have so much static in my body. I have to get some lotion going before. I guess I should check to see if I have sound. Oh, yep. I have sound. Okay. Hey, Linda. How are you? Hey, Nicole. Rubbing in this lotion so I can not be greasy. Hey, Brittany. Beth. Hey, Melissa. Ria. Woo. Yay. Got a good group going. All right. Let's see. I forgot. I don't know if it'll let me. Nope. I was trying to put my do not disturb on, so maybe it won't go off ridiculously crazy. How is everybody? Hey, Brenda. Ooh, you know what? I think I can do it from my iPad. Let's see. Maybe. And wouldn't you know, okay, why is this not turning on? Well, oh, there we go. Hey, I got it. Okay. So now I can show you what we are making. Let me throw the keyboard in the floor. I'm always throwing something in the floor. Today's pattern is from Made for Mermaids. And it's called the Lore. And it is a reversible crop and shirt. They just came out with this pattern. I had applied for the pre-test and did not get in. And the full test dates didn't line up with my schedule. But so the pattern just released the other day, and I've been dying to make this. So I'm going to be making the crop length, but there is it's considered a long crop, so it hits right at the top of the hip bones. It has a crossover band, and it's reversible. You can wear the crossover part in the front or the back. And then it has short sleeves, long sleeves, and then it has lantern sleeves, which are these right here. So I'm going to be doing, and then there's also 3 different neckband options. So there's A, B, and C, and there's a high scoop and a low scoop. I'm going to be doing the high scoop with neckband A. I'm doing the lantern sleeves, and I'm doing the high crop. Oh, awesome, Linda. So when you print the pattern, there are a lot of pieces because of the multiple options for the neckband, and then of course there's 2 sleeves. There's 3 sleeves options, but there's 2 pieces, so it's a lot of pages. And then there are, I'm going to cut this off and lay it over here out of the way. Let me grab my keyboard out of the floor. Okay. Now that I have that, and I'm trying to decide if I want to keep using this pink thread or if I want to switch to my fairy floss. This is the print fabric that I'm using. So I feel like you're never going to see any of the stitching because all of this is going to be done on my serger as far as I know, because the sleeves have cuffs, there's a neckband, and then of course the crossover band would be serged on as well. So I'm thinking I'm just going to leave it with the pink, but I'm going to set that over there. So I'll show you my pieces that I have cut and try to be still in the squeaky chair. All right, these are the cuffs for the sleeve. So I have 2 of them. And then this is one of the sleeves, and you can see it's cut on the fold, but it has this curve. That's what gives it that fullness. And this is where the cuff gets attached. And then up here is where it's attached to the bodice. So there are 2 of those. Got a little dangly on that one. Okay, so I have my 2 sleeves and my 2 cuffs. And then I have my neckband. It is a full-length pattern piece, but you could easily, and you could use a ruler and cut it, or you could cut it on the fold and just cut it in half. You would still need the full length, obviously. You just, and then, let's see. There's multiple pieces for the bands. So you have 1 piece, and this one is cut on the fold, and this is the bodice front or the bodice back, depending on which way you wear it. And you can wear it either way after you sew it. You don't have to sew it a certain way to wear it that way before you sew it. So that's my 1 piece of my bodice. And then the other bodice piece looks like this. And it is not cut on the fold because you have that angle. So there's that. Then for our bands, you have 1 band that is a rectangle that is cut on the fold, and that's for the straight part of our bodice. Hey, Chris. This is French Terry, Linda. I thought it was sweater knit until I got it out to cut it, and then I realized it's French Terry, but it should still be fine. And then there are 2 pieces like this that are cut on the long fold as opposed to the short fold this way. And this one is, I believe, the bottom band, and then the other one, it's not, I said 2 pieces. There's one like that, and then there's one like this one. And this one is cut on the fold the same way, meaning the fold is right here, and it's a little bit shorter, and I believe that's the top. And that's for our crossover. And then you have this one triangle piece. So there's a lot of pieces, but it should be relatively easy to put together. Obviously, if this is the first time you're working with knits, I probably wouldn't recommend this as a beginner pattern, like for your first pattern, but I do think a beginner could make it. So, hi Tracy. I have multiple prints that I want to make this out of. So the other thing that I wanted to say about this one too is because you have so many pieces and I'm using the same fabric for all of mine, even though I'm making the size green, which is roughly like a medium large, I still used almost 2 yards of fabric. So keep that in mind if you're purchasing fabric just specifically for this pattern. Now you could use a 1 yard cut of a print, and then you could use a solid for your bands, or 2 prints or a stripe or something, and that would be fine too. A lot of people in their group have made this pattern already, so there's a lot of examples of the different like neckband styles and options. So and I laid my iPad down, but I'm gonna need it for this pattern. So I'm gonna lay the keyboard out of the way though, so I don't drop it again. Oh, okay. So when you go online to their website to look at the pattern, and I put the pattern link in the description, it shows you a picture of all the different options and the different neck bands and stuff. So that's really cool. Because I had to look at it to see which neckband option I wanted to make. And I'm sorry I'm so up close and personal. I was gonna see, do they recommend usually in their patterns they'll have like a recommendation for fabric. It just says a sweater knit. And because I am doing the long crop version and it's the first time I've made it, I did not do any grading. I just cut an all straight green. Typically, when I'm doing this, y'all know I'll tell you that I usually grade down for the hips. But because this isn't going to go to my hip, it's going to stop before it gets to my hips. I did not grade down any. Now, if I made the shirt length, I would probably grade for the hips because that's going to come down even further. And we'll see how it fits after I make it and if I'm going to make any modifications for that. So I'm going scrolling through this pattern so I can get to our steps. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start with our triangle piece, and I'm going to lower this down some so y'all can see what I'm doing. And our bottom cross, which is the shorter of the two. Okay. So what's everybody up to? I'm just going to put these back real quick so I can slide this over out of my way. Okay, now I got myself a little bit more room, maybe. There we go. Ooh, Nicole making the Caesar. Yes. All right. So we're going to take our bottom cross and we're going to fold it wrong sides together. And then we have our little triangle piece here. And I'm wondering if I missed some markings on the pattern. Okay. Let me go grab this bottom piece, the pattern piece, because I think it has a marking I'm missing. Okay, no it doesn't, but there we go. All right. So we're going to take our, this piece is called the bottom cross bodice, and we're going to take our band and we're going to lay it down on top of it, and I'm going to move it down just a little bit more. And I may need to bring it closer. Y'all have to tell me if you can see. There we go. That looks pretty good. So I have my bottom cross piece and I have it right side up, and then I have my band folded right sides together, and I just laid it down on top of it, and I'm matching up the raw edges, and then I'm going to clip that part together. So I'm going to turn it around where I can work with it the right way. So we had some ridiculously cold weather here in Alabama this past week. And then now we're going to be having a heat wave. I find it funny that every time I cut my camera on that my nose starts to run, because I have not been sniffling the whole time that I have been cutting this out, but I go live and now I'm sniffling. Yesterday was marathon day. Made the Lauren bag. Raining up here. Fast melt means flooding and landslides. Ooh, Nicole. I don't know if I cut this wrong or oh, maybe it's like that. Oh, there we go. I was like, this isn't matching up, but I think I got it. I'll hold it up after I clip it all together. And let's see if this looks right. Oh, okay. I see what I did. I need to readjust. Y'all like how I talk to myself about what I'm doing? I mean, you could argue that I'm talking to y'all, but really, I'm just talking to myself. Okay, let's see if... Well, I still didn't get it. I guess I need to go all the way, because that's... It's hard to tell because in the picture it doesn't show. And then now that was... Oh my goodness. Why am I struggling so hard to do this, y'all? It was too much that time. I'm like, good grief. I'm going to get this one piece done, and that's all I'm going to have done. Yeah. I imagine we're going to have some very warm days in the next week. Nicole, I saw Ryan Hall put out a new video earlier. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I was watching, I think it was Max Velocity the other day on his new video, and he was saying we were going to have a heat wave this week. Okay, here we go. Here's my bottom band, bottom crossband, and this is my bottom piece, and I laid it on top. And then right here, I have a little bit of an overhang, and then I have another little bit of an overhang here. And it doesn't show like the actual pieces together with an overhang, but there is going to be excess, and what the reason for that is so that when you fold it up, let's see, yeah, you can see it from there, I think. It creates a piece here, and then this creates a diagonal. So I'm going to fold this back down. So I'm going to serge this edge right here, and then I'll flip it up and trim those excess pieces. Another atmosphere. Big wins. Yeah, that's crazy. Nicole, was it you that asked me the other night on Brittany's live how I stay safe in tornadoes? I think it was. Yeah, we don't have a basement. So, and in fact, not only do we not have a basement, we don't even have an interior room. Because typically they'll tell you if you don't I mean, it's not like basements are obviously the safest, or if you have a shelter, but they'll tell you, like, if you don't have a basement, to go to an interior room, like a room that has 4 walls that's inside of the house that doesn't have any windows. So we don't even have an interior room in our house. All of our rooms have an exterior wall, meaning like on the other side of that wall is the outdoors. So we do have an inside wall that is in a corner, that if it were bad enough, we would go in that spot and like basically flip the mattress on top of us if it was that bad or severe. There is a shelter like a mile from our house. But okay, so this is what we have. But the problem with the shelters is you're pretty much there the whole time. So it could be like 45 minutes to an hour and a half or longer. And typically, I'm not saying that it won't ever happen, but typically where we are, the tornadoes, like, it follows the river. So it always misses the valley where our house is. It'll come within miles of us, but it'll never actually come. I'm not saying that it won't ever happen, because as soon as I say that, it would. But and I'm not saying that we don't take it seriously, because we do. But yeah. Okay, so now find your top cross bodice. So that's this one. Fold it in half. So that is already done because it was folded when I cut it. It's not quite matched up anymore, but okay. Now I know why her pieces look so small in the pattern, and it's because they're like the child version. Hey, Rory. Yeah, did she end up coming home, Nicole? So when we had tornadoes last weekend, Emily, the sirens went off, and we're right next to one, so it's very loud, and it scared her. So she was in the bed with me, and we were watching Max Velocity was live on YouTube. Is she feeling better now? Hopefully. He was live on YouTube covering the storms, and we had it on the TV in the bedroom, and I had her in bed with me, and then she brought all of her stuffies. And if she's gonna be scared, I would rather her be with me. I mean, I would rather her be with me anyway. So, okay. So now we're gonna take so I have my top band folded wrong sides together, and I just put some clips on it to keep it folded the way I want, and then I'll just match those clips up when I attach it right here. But it's folded right sides together. So now we're going to take our bottom piece or top bodice piece that has the angle, and we are going to attach this to this. And I believe, so let's see. I need to flip this so that okay, goes this way. There we go. And then this will go on top, and we're going to match up this. So right sides together, we're matching up the raw edge of the band with the angled raw edge of our bodice, and similar to that other triangle piece that we did a while ago, it's going to have some overlap, and you can actually see that in this picture, so that's nice. So I'm just matching up that raw edge and moving my clips to capture all of it. You lost a big branch on your, oh man. Yeah. One of the kittens is not a fan of thunderstorms, and he will come get on me as soon as it's doing anything. It's highly possible that I just cut something wrong on that last one, because this one matched up pretty good with very minimal overhang. So more like I thought it should line up on the last one. All right, so now that I have that all clipped together, this is my bodice and this is my band. This is the raw edge. We're going to sew down that raw edge. Very St. Patty's. Maybe I'm allergic to the camera. Yeah, I think at this point I'm allergic to myself, honestly. No, ever since we got the kittens in November, I have had a really hard time with my allergies, but our weather doesn't help when we go from 75 to 19, and then now we're like around 50 today. And I have to tell y'all a funny story too. Emily's not here. but I was recording my video for my Lauren bag, and she was like right here, and she's looking at my eyelashes. And to me, they don't show up on the, like when I'm looking at y'all right now, like on the camera. But if I get closer, I'm sure you probably can see it. But she was like, Mom, you can kind of see it here. I don't know. Anyway, she's like, Mom, your lashes are so long. Are you wearing fake lashes? She's only 8, and I'm like, no, baby, I'm not. And she's like, well, why are your lashes so long? And I'm like, it's called mascara, honey. And she's really into makeup and stuff anyway. I can't wait to see pictures, Nicole. But because of my allergies, my eyes itch constantly, and I do drops in them, and then I take like Zyrtec, and then, but yet, yesterday they were really bad. So like at night when I lay in the bed after I've washed, like taken my makeup off and washed my face and stuff, I take this and I just rub the, it's a stick. It's a solid stick. But I'll take my finger and I'll rub the top of it, and then I just rub over the top of my eyes with it, and it makes such a big difference. But it's made my lashes get longer. I swear it has. I'm glad I left the pink. It's a cool touch. Okay. So it says, let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah, it says to top stitch, but so I guess I'm gonna do it, which means now I gotta have that petal back. But yeah, this pink is looking really cute with this fabric, so I'm glad I left it. Okay. I'm wearing these black leggings and my where I cut my fabric, it's shedding all over. Okay, so for this part, you don't have to use a cover stitch. You could easily use just a straight stitch machine or your domestic sewing machine. I wonder if it says which way she folded the seam. Up and away from the band. Okay. So so I've had this fabric for a while. Like, I'm looking for my there. But I only had like a 1 yard cut of it, and I saw Amanda's bundles had it. So I went ahead and it was in a bundle. So I went ahead and ordered another, but it was a 2 yard cut. So I went ahead and ordered it. I've done something to my thread here. What is going on? One of these is looped. I don't know which one. I'm pretty sure that's my needles. So, and I think, oh, there, I got it. Finally, there we go. That was rough. So that should be, yes, good deal. Okay, we're in business now. I don't know what I did. I had an extra thread. Oh, that looks cute. The pink is a good touch. All right, so now I've attached this, and we don't top stitch it yet because we're going to grab our bottom piece, and I need to mark this notch on the top that I did not mark from the pattern. Let's see. Which is right there. And we're going to add it to this, but we're going to add it with this folded up. All right. So we're going to take and we're going to add this to this side, right? Yes, the short side. So it goes, uh-oh, I can't add mine to the short side. Did I cut something wrong? I bet I did. Because it doesn't go on this side. It goes on this side, but like that? What am I doing? Oh, okay. Wait, no. Grab your bottom. Yeah. Line up the notches. Yes, I pull the so when I do the next top stitch, I can show you how I do it, but I use this this little purple thing. That's literally what it's called. Um, but I use it to grab the thread in front of the needle, and then I'll pull it through and then clip it, and then when I pull it out the back, it'll pull the threads to the back side when you're finishing, so you can knot them off. I didn't knot them off on this step because it's going to be in the seam, but if you were hemming something, it's really nice, because otherwise you just can't get them out. Like, it doesn't pull just like a normal machine does. I'm pretty sure that I cut this piece wrong, but then I'm wondering if I cut this piece wrong too, because my angle is on the opposite side of the picture in the pattern. So that's no fun. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go cut a new one of these, because this piece needs to go right here, but it needs to go like this so that because this needs to line up right here, and it doesn't go. Oh boy, I don't know which piece I cut wrong is the problem, because it should be, and I'm pretty sure and I think what happened is I cut this piece face down, so it was a mirrored image, and it should have been not a mirrored image. I think is, no, did I cut it face down, or did I just attach it wrong? Yeah, I did a mirror, I think is the problem. Okay, so let's see. I guess do I want to, it'll probably be faster for me to just cut a new piece than to pick all of that out. So I guess I will go cut a new piece of this and see if that makes any difference. And then y'all can talk to me. Well, you can't talk to me, but I can talk to you. And let's see if I can fix my mistake. And I think, do I have enough? I mean, I know I have enough fabric, but I thought I had enough of that one scrap. That's the sleeve. Which one of these is the bottom? It's this one. I think I can cut a new band from this here. Fun times. So I guess, Linda, if you're still watching, make note of my mistake. So you don't do the same thing. That's what I get for not cutting this out last night. Okay, so that's my fold. And that, yay, it's gonna fit. Okay. All right, rotary. What did I do with it? Okay. Let's cut. Can y'all believe it's so nice outside? Marlena chose to be outside. She came in for all of 10 minutes and sat on my cutting table, and when I wouldn't give her any attention, she ran off outside again. Okay, so there is that piece. So now I need this other piece, and I'm going to cut my fabric right side up and my pattern piece right side up, and let's see if I get it right this time. Okay. Yeah. All right. Got pattern piece. Thanks, Linda. All right, let's see if this makes a difference. Yeah, well, y'all know I'm human, so there's that. I'm just marking the spots on there. And clip this together. I'll use that other one. I'll cut it apart, and I was hoping to make Emily one, so I can make a second one the other way, yeah. Well, I'll cut it apart and I'll use it to make one for Emily, because I have, so that's the thing. I had a 1 yard cut and a 2 yard cut, and I used the 2 yard cut for mine, but I can make Emily one, and I can make her, I'll make her cross go the opposite way, but it'll be cute either way. Okay, so this goes on the bottom, and the point goes to the point. Yes. So it goes like that. Okay. So matching up the raw edges. Well, and of course, anybody watching, you'll know what not to do because I already did it. So it'll be bonus. And like I was saying, I have another 1 yard cut left, so I can make Emily a matching one, and she'll be over the moon. All right, so let's see. If I do that, then this would be folded down, and then this would go. Let's see if I have it right this time before I sew it. Yay! Okay, because this would be folded up. And then this gets matched up here. Like that. And then the whole thing, yay, I did it! Okay. Deep breath. It's fine. I got this. All right. Okay. There we go. So now I can flip that, and then my points lined up better that time too. And now I'm gonna top stitch the top of this. Hopefully this looks as good as the first time. Okay, so I'll bring you in so you can see what I'm doing right here. I think maybe if it'll reach. I think that's a pretty good view. So I have my needles up, but my foot is still down. And I take my purple thing and I just slide it behind the thread on the needle. And then these buttons up here release the tension on the thread, and I just pull it out. And then I usually put my finger in there to keep that loop. And then I lift my foot, and then I come under my foot, under my needle, and I just basically pull those same two threads, but pull them through so they stay in my needle. So I still have the same loop. Then I'll take my scissors or my snips. Sorry, I was reaching for my scissors. And I'll clip it. And these are now what is attached to the needle. And then these two are, and these two are in my fabric, but they're down in the feed dogs because they have the bottom thread. And then I release the tension on my third spool, and I just pull my fabric from the back, and it'll pull those threads through to the back. And then I just snip here, and then if this were like on a hem, you would just knot this off and clip your tails. Hey, Wendy. Cut all pattern pieces right side up. Linda, unless it is a mirrored piece or an on the fold piece, like if you're cutting so like the pieces on the fold, it doesn't really matter because you could go one way or the other. So for your bodice with the angle and this piece, the triangle piece, right side up, pattern piece right side up. If you have your fabric right side down, then put your pattern piece right side down and it would be the same way. And then same thing with the bodice with the angle cut. The other bodice piece is cut on the fold, so it doesn't matter. How is Wendy today? What's on your sewing table? Okay. All right, I am back to where I was. So I have my bodice right side up. I have, move my clips out of the way. My bodice is right side up. These are my shoulders up here. This is my band that I just attached and it is folded up and there's my stitching. You had to buy actual pants? Oh no. I'm sure your son will be happy about the wedding. All right. And then I have my crossover piece. And this is folded up. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to lay it so that it is like this. And we're lining up the raw edge here. A casual wedding. Well, that's good. Especially if you don't want to, you know, get dressed up. All right. So now we're going to clip this here. I guess I could turn it this way just a little bit. You haven't bought pants in years. Yeah. I have like 4 pairs of jeans and typically I wear them on the weekend. If we go anywhere. Otherwise, I wear leggings or pants that I have made. So I'm just clipping that raw edge with the serged edge that I did already for my band. And then we're going to sew it again or serge it. And then we'll flip it and we'll top stitch that. Okay. 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 So that's what it looks like. There we go. Yeah. It's hard to shop for clothes. It really is. Actually, I should have probably started that at the end so it would have been in the same allowance. So I'm going to add that to my, well, there we go. Okay. Now let's see how we did. Oh, cute. There we go. So now I'm going to top stitch on that. At least it's looking accurate. And yeah. Get in there. I'm just glad that, which I guess we wear uniforms at work, so I can pretty much wear whatever I want when I go to work. But if I needed something like business professional looking, I would probably have to make a few things or buy something, because the things that I make for myself are a lot like this, which if we didn't wear uniforms, I could wear these at my job and it would be fine. But I've had jobs where some of this would not have been. Okay. Eventually, I want to tackle the SOS pants pattern. I bought the I'm an admin, Wendy. I bought some Pont or Pont. I don't know how you say it. It's Ponte. So I don't know if it's Pont or Ponte. We know my pronunciations are not accurate. Oh, it's so cute. Let's see. But yeah, I have the SOS pants pattern, and I bought the fabrics, and I've never made them, and I've had it for a couple years, so they're on my to-do list. We'll see when I get there. I have several more that I want to do first. And then I added in a new pattern, which was this one. Okay, so now let me zoom back out on my pattern over here. We are going to take our back. I'm going to call it the back because I will probably wear the crossover in the front. So I'm going to call that piece my front bodice, and this is my back bodice. And then I'm going to take my back band. That's my cuffs. Where is it? Right here. Okay. Back band. And we are going to fold it right sides together, not right, wrong sides together on the long edge. I should have waited till next week to do this. And then I would have had my St. Patrick's nails to go with my St. Patrick's fabric. But I want there's only a short period of time to wear it before St. Patrick's, so oh, I guess I need that, don't I? All right, so open it up, right side up, band, and then we're going to clip the raw edges together, and then we will serge it and then top stitch it so it matches with the others. You love my Lauren bag? Thank you. I had fun making it. I definitely enjoyed the pattern. I definitely want to make some more because it looks so fancy. Like you could do a lot of things with it. Like it would be great for if you had panels. And then Kim from Y6 Made did a frosted jelly one, and it was super cute. And I thought that was a really clever use for frosted jelly. And then Lauren did one that was quilted, and it was super cute too. The only bags I've quilted though have been the oxbow, and I quilted them, but I used quilt cotton. I did not use vinyl with my quilted ones. So maybe I need to make a couple more. I don't know. I made an oxbow and I modified it like Lauren and Brittany did for the monthly project. And it was my absolute favorite that I have done. Because they cut that strip for the top and added the the D-ring connectors for the strap to the seam. And I did one, it was all black luxe vinyl. Oh man, it was so pretty. I gifted it for Christmas. Oh yeah, Jill from Kite Coast, she did the East. Yeah, I had, and until her video, like she had it in her title, but I didn't even know what she was talking about until I watched her. She showed a couple of like inspiration photos. So I love marathon days because you get to see everybody, like how everybody like adds or they make it their own. I thought I rolled over a clip. Give me 1 second. Emily's dad carried her to the doctor this afternoon, and she tested positive for strep. So that's no fun. All right. Well, now that I've done this part, the rest of it should be pretty straightforward, I think. I'll be whipping through these in no time, like I did my summits. Okay. Just gonna double check. Yes, it does say. I just want to double check to make sure that it said to top stitch before I go all rogue. Yeah. She doesn't get it often, and I've only ever had it one time in my entire life. And it was when my oldest daughter started kindergarten. I got it so many times, or she got it so many times, but I have. Thank you, EJ. Yeah. She never ended up getting her tonsils out because after she got to be a certain age, I guess I don't know if she just grew out of it or if it's just not the same. I don't know. But I only ever had it the one time She had it a bunch of times. Now, my other Emily and Chloe both have had it, but not like an excessive amount where they've said, okay, they should probably have their tonsils out. So, all right. Let me, I have my notifications off. All right. Okay, so now we're ready to, should be pretty straightforward from here on out. I'm gonna, actually, you can see pretty good, I guess, with this view. Spin it that way just a little bit. So I have my front bodice, so I'm calling it, and it won't stay up there, but anyway. And then I have my back bodice, so that's the one with the straight piece, and we're just going to attach our shoulder seams. Wow. Oof, bronchitis. Ugh. So match up the raw edges with the shoulder. And clip. Outside of my allergies, I really don't get sick much. But I'm a compulsive hand washer. I don't know. I'm not a fan of hand sanitizer. I don't know if it's just an aversion or if it's, I don't know what it is. So I don't use it, but I mean, I would if it was like a dire necessity, but I wash my hands so many times a day. And I think that, but usually if I do get sick, I'm usually sick. So, all right, so now we're going to stitch our shoulder seams. All right, and then now we can add our sleeves. So we're just going to open that up, and then we're going to take our sleeve. Now remember, from this curve part is the bottom. So right sides together. Going to take our center and match it up with our seam. Then come over to the corner or edge and match that up. And repeat that on this side. And then you'll just take and ease the rest of this in there. And then same thing on this side. I usually just take and match up that raw edge and then just kind of even it out, because one side is curved out and the other side is curved in. But they should, in small quantities. Like if you just pulled it straight, they're not going to match up. But if you do a little bit at a time, you can ease them together and they'll line up. All right, and then now we can sew that. Yeah, I agree. I noticed I have quite a few obsessive tendencies. I noticed. I mean, I've known it. Like I will, like if I'm in the kitchen cooking, I will wash the counter down around the sink multiple times. I think that comes from working in restaurants though. Because as a teenager and stuff, I worked in restaurants and I was a cook, and I think that's where that comes from. That's probably where I got my obsessive hand washing. That's so funny. My scissors are magnetized. But even I've noticed, like when I'm recording my videos at my industrial, like I'm constantly wiping the counter off. It's the same concept. And then like I'm always shifting and adjusting, and I'll put things back and then immediately need it. All right, go over to the other side. It's looking cute. I've never done lantern sleeves before, so in one of my videos, Ria was trying to help me remember the name for certain sleeve type, and I couldn't think of the word to save my life, but it's bishop sleeves. And I feel like they're similar look to this. I guess I could Google it and look it up. But I couldn't remember the word for nothing. So. Lily, though, when she was little, she never went to daycare. Well, she did. Well, she never went to like a daycare center. I had someone that watched her, like a sitter, until she started kindergarten. So when she started kindergarten, she caught everything under the sun, and so did I. But after that, we were good. Now, Chloe, was sick a lot at a young age, but she went to daycare from the time she was 8 weeks old until she started pre-K. So she was sick a lot in that first year, but she was in a daycare, like center with other kids. And then Emily was the same way. And then Chloe and Emily both had asthma when they were little. And poor Emily, she had caught RSV. She was like 6 or 7 months old, I think. So she had a cold, and then she got asthma, and we ended up being hospitalized a couple times from the time she was like 6 months to probably a year and a half. But then as she got older, she's been pretty good, and she hasn't been sick much this year. I think she had like the crud at Christmas when everybody had it, but outside of that, she hasn't really been sick. And somehow we managed not to catch the flu from Chloe. Oh, yes, I understand now. Yeah, because it's like the cuff goes from like right here to like right here, I think. I had never done them before, and I thought it was a fun option, and I always opt for cuffs. Although I probably should have cut mine longer, but we'll see. I think for this, it'll be fine because worst case, it'll end up like, I have this pushed up right now. Otherwise, it would be long enough, but it would end up like this when I'm wearing it, which would be fine because, you know, it'll be March. Okay, so we've added our sleeves. So next is to put our sides together. So let's see. This goes here, I know, because that's our armpit area where our two sleeves. So we'll match up those seams. And then this goes here. So this is our cuff. You could also do this like if it was like if you were in Florida or something and you didn't want to do the cuff, but you still wanted the poofy part, you could fold this over and put some elastic in it and make it like a gathered. And then it would be kind of like a 3/4. That would be cute. Okay. All right, so now I have my sleeve clipped. Now I can come down to this and see what I've got going on here, because for some reason it don't look like it's gonna match up. I don't know if I didn't do something right. I wonder if I didn't take a big enough seam allowance or something, because that's definitely not matching up. And since I top stitched it. I can't even take it in. Let's see. I'm going to end up with a wearable shirt. All right. That has to be what it is. Okay, let me see what the other side looks like. Watch, it'll be fine. Or maybe, oh, maybe I put the band on the wrong way. Oh, something ain't right. Dadgummit. Hey, Kim. Linda, we may have to go back to the drawing board. Hey, maybe you need to do the video and I can watch you. Kim, when's spring break for y'all? First week of April. Holy cow. Really? Oh, well, no. Okay. So that's the same week as Elizabeth. So ours is the last week of March. Yeah. Yeah. I know they always manage to do like half days and stuff. Okay, so I think part of the problem is I had to have attached one of these bands the wrong way, because if you notice, I've got this situation where it's angled out and then back in. It should be angled out. Plus, this does not even remotely line up. Do you see how much I have right here? So I don't know what I have done. However, I do think that I can save it. Potentially. Without having to take it apart and figure out what I did wrong and nonsense. Okay. So, how can I do that? Here. Emily is one of those that is bored when she's not in school. Like, especially like last week, they were out for like they had Friday off for teacher in service, and then they had President's Day, and they went back for one day, and then we had a snow day. And Okay. So let's see if I can move this back where y'all can see what I'm doing. All right. So you can see my situation here. So let's see. If I unclip this and let these hang down, where does it fall? And I think yeah. So I definitely attached the top crossover band in the wrong direction. I'm not worried about that because I can take it in. But what I'm trying to figure out is right here. Because there's simply just not enough fabric on this to capture. And I'm like trying to think, and I can't. Like stretch it. There's just not enough. And if I fold this up and cut that off, it's going to cut off my top stitching, which would not be the end of the world. I could go back and top stitch again. Let's see. Ideas? Another mirrored cut, possibly. I honestly, I think I just did not. Okay, so I attached the one band in the wrong direction, and I know that because I can see this here. And it shouldn't be that way. These should line up. So it should be the opposite. But I think no, I don't. Oh, you know what? So I made the long crop version. I wonder if I didn't cut my back long enough. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see, what can I do here? Trying to think. Ooh. That's the. I got it. I think I'm going to have to. What if I did like a double stacked band on the back where I cut another band but it's wider and it attaches here so it would come down below this one. And that would give me the length I need on the back because it's almost a full band. I'm not worried about the sides because I can taper that in. It'll be fine. Like it's actually sticking out too much, not too short. Yeah. Another crossover piece. Let's see. So if I attach the band, I can use this piece to measure. Let's see. Yeah, I could add another piece to this and serge it here and then top stitch it, and then it should be. So I'm going to go maybe cut another. Okay. I'm going to cut another bottom band, the back straight one, and we're going to improvise. And then when I'm not live, I will cut a new one and sew it up. And then I'll come back and post where I went wrong. And we'll, okay, so let me go cut this band. Pardon my chewing. Okay. I'm glad I had enough fabric left. I think it's still going to be really cute. I just don't know what I did wrong. And that's a lot for a seam allowance for it to just be that. So I don't know. I don't know that 100% that it was that I didn't take a big enough seam allowance. I bet it could be a combination of that, and I bet when I cut my front and my back, I bet that's what it is. Oh my goodness, I just figured it out. Okay, I'm gonna come show you. That's exactly what I feel so stupid now. Okay, this is the back, and you see right here it says long crop cut line. Okay, and I cut it off, and I have this piece because I can just lay them together if I want to make the shirt length. And then I have the front piece, which is the crossover, and here is the long cut crop line, or the long crop. And then right here is the shirt cut line. So my front is cut at this length and my back was cut at this length. Yeah. Rhea, we are improvising because I am a dodo and I cut my patterns on 2 different cut lines. Because if I had cut them on the right cut line, they would line up perfectly. And I'm like, that's not, yeah. Okay, so I'm still going to try to fix it with my new improvised way. So I'm still going to go cut my piece. And I'll be right back. Okay. I'm still here. I'm just folding my fabric so I can cut this piece out real quick. And then get a ruler. We're gonna make this work. Like, is it Tim Gunn? Make it work. Okay. too many times, huh, Brenda? We're going to fix it. I'm going to make it work. You put washi. Yeah. And I cut the bottom off of the straight piece, but I didn't cut it off. Then that's what I get because I was rushing because I was trying to get it all cut out before. But at least now y'all know what I did wrong before I end the live and what not to do. So Linda, if you're still there, make sure. And for me, it probably would it probably wouldn't have been like an issue like for old me because old me would have never made the crop length, so I would have never had to cut either one of them. I would have just did the shirt, but I like the look of the crop length on this one because it's a long crop, not like a belly button crop. And it'll go perfect with the new high-waisted jeans that are all the rage. Not that I have, I think, one pair, but they're not really like high. Well, yeah, they are. Okay, so let's see. Before I sew anything, I'm gonna clip it and make sure it's gonna work, and then we'll know. Okay. So I cut another band that is the same pattern piece as the bottom straight band. It's on the fold. It's just a rectangle. And I am clipping the raw edge of it to the folded edge of my original band. And I will, after I get it clipped in place, I'll fold it down to make sure that the length is going to be long enough. And then I'm glad you're laughing at me. Look, you gotta laugh or you might cry. And Linda, you will have all the tips for don't do this. Don't be like Liz. Take your time and do it right the first time. I was like, this is a lot more than a ½ inch. Okay, so I clip that to my fold. And then if I fold it down like that, now what does that do for this? You might like, Beth, I messed up. It's not long enough. Oh. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna add a few more clips to the side. So okay, I don't think that's gonna work. So yeah. Oh wait. What? Hold on. Okay, let's clip this. So Beth, I mirrored one of my pieces that should not have been mirrored. So I fixed that with a new piece. No, I'm not missing a piece now. I cut them at 2 different lengths, which is why they don't match up. So let's see. I cut a piece that shouldn't have, I mirrored a piece that should not have been mirrored, and it was crucial that it not be mirrored, so it messed that part up. And then this may work. On my bodice pieces, I cut the folded bodice, which I've been calling the back, at the crop length. But then I cut the shirt, the crossover shirt part, the bodice, the front, at the shirt length and not the crop length. So this is the pattern piece for what I'm calling the back. They call solid bodice. Okay, so this is the solid bodice. I cut it at the crop length. This is the crossover bodice, and it's not, I just have it folded, but it's like this. And I never cut off the shirt length portion. I should have cut it here, and I cut it here. So it's this much longer than this piece. So when I go to add them together, if I had cut them the right length, they would be here. But instead I have this much extra material on my front than I do on my back. Yeah, one is longer, so I don't think it's gonna, which is the problem I'm having over here. So it worked on the one side, but it's not gonna work on this side. Because it's longer. So I think the only thing I'm going to be able to do at this point is to seam rip and, oh, yeah. Cut my front smaller. Let's see, does that line up right there? It will. So still finagling with, I'm determined to make this work. Yeah, it just ain't gonna happen. Okay, well, I have to go get Emily, so I'm not gonna stay live to fix it. When you take the pattern piece and cut it shorter and use the band, you just cut and sew it on, if that makes sense. Yeah, so The problem is the piece that is longer is the front piece. So probably what I will do is just cut a new back piece at the longer length so that I don't have to take apart all of my bands on the front to cut the front down. I will cut a new back piece, use the new band, and then I'll use this other back piece and band for the shirt that I make for Emily, so that I'm not wasting my fabric. If that makes any sense whatsoever, which I guess I've gotten up this many times. Well, I have to go get Emily, so it doesn't matter. So maybe I will cut a new back piece and put the new band on, and maybe after Emily gets home and I get her all settled and she's okay because she's not feeling well, then maybe I can pop on later tonight or maybe tomorrow after I get home and finish it up so that everyone can see it finished and I can redeem myself from my flop, and this can be my lesson to stop going live and making patterns I've never made. It is going to be super cute. I am very excited and I love the sleeves, so I hate that it's not. So if Emily's feeling okay, I may pop back on later tonight and try to finish it up just so I can have it done, because it is a super cute pattern and I can't believe I made such a rookie mistake. So, yeah. Thanks for hanging out. If you aren't subscribed, be sure that you do so you can come back to see me redeem myself, and make sure you have all your notifications on, and makes the rookies feel better. Well, Rhea, some days I'm still a rookie, more days than not. So anyway, and I think you've been sewing longer than I have anyway, Rhea. But with that, I will catch y'all all later. Hope you have a fabulous rest of the day, and hopefully I'll see you in a little while. If not, more than likely tomorrow. So I'll see you. Bye.